Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Nano, and welcome to Misfits Unmasked. Tonight I'm joined by Jonas and Caroline, the players of Ian and Sadie, respectively.
I'm just Sadie. I'm not Ashley. I'm
Not
only
Sadie, sorry, Ashley.
Sadie.
Until I know the lore. Only you two gonna introduce yourselves?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, Meh.
Okay, fine. I never tried to give you would go ahead, but I'll go first. Hi, I'm Jonas. I play Ian. And, Ian, in my opinion, is the best character.
That's what Ian would say. Ian would stand there and be like, it's me. I'm the best one of this party. And all of us in the party would be like, yeah, he would say that. Hi, I'm Caroline, and I play Ashley Moriana in Super D&D. Very excited.
The second best character, in my opinion. Maybe
Damn.
There's a tie for
Damn,
second,
Ian.
actually.
He's only saying that because he wants good points in her.
I mean,
you'd be forgetting about the mop, though.
Mop schmop,
Okay,
whatever.
I'll give a brief idea of what
Joking.
the show is about. Basically, this is the new, I guess, podcast slash after show talk for the Super D&D hosted by Purple on Wednesdays, where we are going to have 2 guests a week asking questions submitted by our staff or viewers. So I will give both of you the choice. Do you want an easy question or do you want a crow question first?
Oh no, that's a nice
crow question.
Let's start off hard. Yeah. Let's start off hard. Let's do a crow question.
Crow question.
Yeah.
You seriously want a crow question?
Yes, dive right into the nitty-gritty immediately.
Well then, here we go. After revealing that Zach was chaos, Mr. Monroe said that the information didn't matter because you were going to do the right thing regardless. Do you think the statement will hold true and not affect your plans regarding the gates opening?
You said Mr. Monroe, and then you actually mean Leo because he's not Mr. Monroe right now.
It's fine. We know what
as written by our staff.
I know. Damn, that's a good question.
Well,
and he could be a mister.
I guess.
Okay, so I don't think that
formalities.
I am.
In terms of planning, I don't think it's actually going to affect us too much, because the only thing that might change is we might mandate everyone going out.
The reason, that's true. But I think the only thing that really changed right now is the reason for the fight. Because at first there were good reasons why people were fighting for the injustices that happened to whatever other demons or whatever happened to their own kind. Sure, fine. When it comes to the idea of realizing this person's been the sleaziest of them all, actually has been a desire demon this whole time, killed off his own kind in order to gain the power that he has.
Roast his own kind. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, that's terrible. And I feel like that changes the reasoning why we were, I can't say sympathetic because we weren't sympathetic, but understanding of why people were doing what they're doing. And now we have a person that the only reason they were doing what they were doing was for their own power, essentially, because he has to be chaotic. And the most chaotic thing he could have done is exactly what he did do. That kind of is also scary because that means he's immensely powered up right now, so at least we have a good idea of what we're actually up against, because before we genuinely thought we were up against some snotty-nosed teenage brat who inherited the kingdomship of hell from his father, and now we know so much more from that is exactly the opposite of what happened. That's a little terrifying. I don't think it changes much of our plans. We have our set. We know what we have to do. We don't know how we're gonna quite do that yet. We know what we have to do.
We have so much time, We have all the time.
We have all the time in the world. Totally. We're not under. We're gonna destroy a couple more countries before we start finalizing.
I would like to be known as
an entire world.
Destroying countries exactly what the desired demon of chaos would want.
You would assume such.
But I feel like him having the chaos.
I feel like
in the long run.
Yeah. I feel like Ashley taking her stance on making sure that we deal with Kokera now makes a lot more sense now that we know that he is chaos, because he would have had, she was actually right and she didn't even realize she was right, but we would have actually had the lower hand if he was able to be given a country that he could be the most chaotic he could be, and it would have given him the upper hand of having some sort of place in Earth that he could host from. Now that we're dealing with Kokera, and hopefully Kokera won't be a weapon utilized against us, we can finally kind of weasel it in just to Arbel and hopefully gain the upper hand by having our land be the one that's at war and not have to walk into hell again.
You think there is a organized strategy that the Misfits could use to almost counteract,
Do I think?
a more peaceful
Or you
attack? I said, yeah. Do you think?
Peaceful attack of hell or peaceful attack of Kokera? We're both.
I don't know. I just I find an enemy who gains power off you attacking them.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
hard
that's
attack
actually more pain, more gain for her, literally. I think that's been our biggest argument, especially between Ashley and Ian, of all people. When it comes to figuring out what we're actually doing here, because it's easy enough to just say, let's jump in, let's do whatever, and then let's leave. Fuck it, like whatever, I don't care. And then there's another thing to actually, now what we're at least hopefully trying to do is build a strategy and figure out, like play chess. Essentially, we're literally trying to figure out 3 steps ahead of us and what we should be doing now to make sure
villains
that.
And chess. God damn it! Villains and chess are bad.
We're playing checkers.
We're playing hardcore checkers.
Take that.
God. Hopefully we can find a non-war world war approach to figuring out all of the answers to our problems. But we're the Motley Misfits. We don't just
war automatically makes the opponent win.
No. We're the Motley Misfits. We figure out a way.
Jonas, I need your take on this.
All right, here's what we do, right?
You can hide your face, can't hide your voice.
We go in there, and we say, stop it.
I don't think that's going to work.
Well, Ian's tried it successfully every time so far, and he hasn't died yet, but he definitely hasn't solved the problem.
Is that success? I think that's like a
I'm
talking walked straight up to guy with lava arms that was holding his fiance captive and was like, hey, you know how to open up this door? Insane, this kid.
It's the funniest
he didn't
thing to
die,
do,
so
he wasn't gonna kill me.
Well, that's like a soft win. Is that really a win to the scenario though?
If we wanted to, we could have kicked lava guys. We could have just kicked him while he was down and took his lunch money.
You were not there for the mock fights we did the other day, but I got to play lava guy and I won so badly. It was so hard. No one was even close to
it. Let me paint the picture, right? We have lava arm guy. We have versus Ian, Ashley, Phantasma who showed up, and then later Ambrose.
Yeah,
we would have kicked him while he was down and took his lunch money.
I hope so, but it still would have been very much hard.
We had so many inspired actions, it would have been fine.
That's true.
Actually, I was running low on inspired actions.
I had all of mine. I tend to not use mine often. I use mine to
I had to use all of mine blending into the wall so I could get to you.
You literally failed that and still somehow was okay. So congratulations.
No. The first time I succeeded amazingly. The second time did not go as well.
It's gonna be so fun to draw. Oh my god.
I realized we don't have 2 crow questions. We have 4 crow questions. You'll be ready.
Well, give us an easy one now that we answered a hard crow one.
So like every other until the crow questions are gone.
Then, what do you think the funniest moment / interaction your character has had?
Ooh. Okay,
being a BDSM superhero couple, but that's on that.
I have one. My character was not involved though, but I think it might help Jonas out because this is a pretty fun one. In season 2, when we first went to hell, we were able to stay at this house where Mop's dad was, and where Thomas, who was kind of helping us out that entire time, was. And one of the mornings, Daniel was trying to test out his powers because he had recently awakened up to the portal powers that we had gotten after doing a heist of getting powers. Regardless, I think that's what happened, or maybe he just woke it up within him. Anyways, I'm getting it all wrong, but that's not the point. Regardless, he was trying to test out his portal powers, so he threw a shoe. I trust
you to keep any lore whenever you can.
I know, right? I'm supposed to be the lore master, and it's like not coming to me because I hate Thomas. Regardless, So he's in his room and he's testing out his powers. I believe Ian was there.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. He was alone doing something, and it was a little iffy.
I
So
think Ian was being moody as he was.
So he's using his portals. He throws his shoe in. It doesn't do anything. It comes out the other side, but he closes it too soon, so only half a shoe comes out. It's like this bizarre, really funny moment. But him trying to figure it out and him kind of doing odd things alone was a little weird enough for Jeffrey to go up and knock on his door to wake him up for breakfast. And when he walked in and saw that it was like half a shoe, he wasn't really quite dressed yet either, and he's on his floor and he's doing something like a little hidden. Jeffrey was like, yeah, you kids do your kid thing. I just wanted to tell you breakfast is ready. I'm leaving now. And it was so funny, awkward. And he was like trying to explain, no, it's the portals. I can do portals. And Jeffrey's like, I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna
ever come out.
That's been the biggest gag of season 2. It came back out. It came back out like maybe a year later. He like was doing something with his portals in the city when we came back to the city, and his shoe came out. Freaking stupid shoe.
What was Jeffrey's reaction to that?
I don't think Jeffrey had a reaction, but the rest of us were like, wait a minute, we remember half that shoe. What does that mean? It's half the shoe came out now of all times. That was a really funny moment though. I think we have good moments between the adults and the kids initially. Now that we're all kind of adults, it's been fine.
I think it's funny that everyone's an adult in Super D&D, but yet Ashley, Ambrose, and Ian are still considered the kids.
We're still the kids.
We're still the kids. It's like, oh, the kids are off doing something, and we're like very competent adults.
It's a little bit past the point of being a kid now, considering enlightenment. And
If I feel like is that what I have to do? Do I have to go to the silent realm and other places so I can?
I have to think you have to reach enlightenment. That's what makes you adult.
I have to get a shade.
Yeah. Ambrose is the older one of us kids, so it makes sense that he gets to be the first one to finally be seen as an adult. But I don't know about Ian and I.
We're just the child couple.
Yeah. We're pretty headstrong and rash about what we do and how we go about it, so it makes sense that we'll continue.
It's a good thing that they do see eye to eye on a lot of things, because their relationship would be over by now. With
how loud we are with our actions, this us being a couple would not work if we didn't see eye to eye with the majority of things that we believe in, and we have been, so it's been good. We don't really butt heads. We butt heads more of Ian being like, can you keep your cool? And Ashley being like, I'm trying. I literally have a hate demon within me.
Ashley's like getting heated, and Ian's just like, stop it. That's toxic.
Yeah, literally. So it works out well.
Yeah, there's a situation it didn't work. Ian said stop it. I don't think it's working. I'm pretty sure Sadie's still angry.
Sadie's having a moment right now because she just realized that the person who's ruined her entire life has been one of her own. It's like learning your brother was the one that's been fucking everything up, and you've been trying really hard to undo that fuck up, and then realizing that it was a family that was doing it in the first place. So she gets to be kind of upset, depressed, suicidal. It's okay. Also, she's like lost people that she's loved recently, and that's not fun. And she's like,
Sadie's learning how to be human.
And it's cool. I think that's cool that we're breaking through, and that it actually is possible for a demon to have gone so far.
Sadie's therapist.
I know, right? That's what it feels like a lot of the time. I mean, the private moments that we have in our heads can get really deep and really fun and funny, but fun.
Then, Caro, I actually have a good question for you on this one. Then we can switch to what was running through Ashley's head when Sadie said Ashley was the reason Sadie was in pain.
Heartbreak. It's like I'm gonna cry again. I don't want to cry. I love Sadie. I love these characters.
It's just questions.
Let it pour.
It
show me your tears.
From a audience standpoint, from a player standpoint, that's such a strong thing to hear from her, because she's literally the demon of pain. She gains power from pain, and she's finally feeling a type of pain that she does not like and that she does not gain anything from, and she's learning what like humanity is when it comes to feeling those type of pains that we're not benefiting from and that we want stopped.
What I kind of see from Sadie is Sadie really likes physical pain and some emotional pain, but when the emotional pain is brought up amongst her, she no longer, she's like, nope, I am desire demon.
What? No, that's not fair.
Yeah. I think it's cool to teach to help teach Sadie loss and sadness. Because right off the bat, our biggest struggle with Sadie was that she was so, I want to do this thing, I'm going to be the best at this thing, I want to do this thing, everything's going to be okay, fuck you. And now we're kind of breaking through to Sadie realizing, no, you're not the strongest, you're not the best, but that's what makes all of us. None of us are the strongest, none of us are the best, we all have weaknesses. You've been denying your weaknesses this whole time because as a demon, that's kind of what you have to do in front of other demons. But we're kind of in a position now where you don't have to do that anymore. And yeah, it sucks and it hurts. But you're building who you are now. She was tiny kid Sadie, and I think she's really becoming teenage Sadie here, learning that, yeah, we're going to be who we are.
That's why you're a child, because you have a child desire demon. It makes sense now.
Yeah.
Do you think when Sadie gets her memories back, she'll not be the embodiment of a 2-year-old?
Yeah. I mean, we've already kind of seen her growing, how she has been. She's like a emotional teenager now, and maybe she will finally start becoming an adult as we are trying to become an adult too, as she learns more about how to feel. So it's kind of a cool analogy of teenagers and kids in general, that you're this little tiny gremlin demon. But once you learn how to feel, and once you learn how to lose, and once you learn that you can be good at some things and sometimes you're just not good at other things, and that's okay, then you start becoming an adult and realizing, yeah, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're just going to wing it and enjoy what we can.
What I've kind of realized is hell just kind of seems like it's a high school. Everyone's trying to be cool and no one's winning.
Oh, yeah. That's literally
Except
it.
for, I guess, Zach. He's kind of winning.
He's a big ass bully bitch demon bully.
Yeah, he's bullying the competition.
It's just kind of every realm at this point, if we're gonna be fair, though.
Oh yeah, especially with everything we've learned from the Celestials, everyone sucks. No one is good. Everyone sucks.
Honestly, Earth is looking pretty tasty right now.
I'm just saying, I kind of want to see
that helps with Sadie's progression, kind of showing that humanity is the only way to really, evolve.
Funny enough, I think
be past the childish state.
We're seeing that from a different perspective when we see Monday D&D, and I really shouldn't be bringing it up here in Misfits Unmasked, but in Monday D&D, in Monday D&D, seeing that the Celestials are scared. Shush! But it ties in. It ties in. Seeing that the Celestials are scared and upset that the Guardians have the amount of humanity that make them more powerful than what the Celestials have ever tried to be is fucking dope. It's like, whoa, wait, humans are cool? And y'all are scared of humans? Let's go! So I think we're going to keep seeing that a lot in Wednesday D&D when it comes to hell and the Celestials thinking that they're better than us, but actually deep down are actually terrified because we're better than them in so many ways. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Let's keep that up.
And then Jonas. We're not going to get out of this one. What was your funniest moment or character interaction?
No. Gotta figure it out.
I don't know.
You gotta go, Jonas. Come on.
I'll say the actual Ashley one that's Jonas that's Ian included. It's a very quick sentence. Sadie learning how to use modern slang has been really funny, and she's learning it all from Ian.
Yeah, it's only Ian.
But I think that's the coolest thing. We gotta say Pog.
We gotta get Sadie.
Oh no! Unironic. It's my thing.
Gotta get Sadie to say ooh, so Cullen has to say ooh.
What's your funny moment?
I can back that one up.
I don't know. Ian becoming a wall was pretty funny because Cullen was like, "Oh, I have to open his sheet now," and then I rolled a nat 20, and I was like,
I like how you say I don't know, but literally every single thing Ian's done has been pretty fucking funny.
Every moment is gold.
He's always ready. He's always at the ready to do something that gets us all like,
Okay, that's just because all I have to do, right, is I take a serious moment, And then I'm like, what can I do to just not be serious right now?
We need a little
How can I
bit of
ruin
that.
the emotion?
Like taking 2 or 3 extra turns to go around the map so I could come in on the lake.
Yeah, he's the best of us, really, because we're all so stick up our ass upset because there's so many things going wrong, and Ian's like, guys, it's fine, everything's fine. What are you talking about?
Chin up.
Yeah, chin up. We love Ian for that, though. Every moment we've had so far has been so good. And
I feel like
So
I feel like the best
you're gonna walk
embodiment.
around Zach and be all fights.
I could see him doing some laps around him just to make a point. Our biggest good intentions of Ian so far that we've seen is every single time Ian has died, when he's come back, he's always trying to been like the let me get people smiling again and laugh and let's do fun things, please and thank you.
I enjoy how that can be a plural every time he's died. You know, just
no, I've died once. I've only died once, and I came close like 3 times.
You've died twice, and we've saved you twice. That were in ways that
Nothing the first time.
We literally reversed time the first time.
That was the second time.
Did he die?
Was in hell. What was the second
Did he
time?
actually die then?
Second time was us soul transferring you because you weren't doing.
I would have been fine.
Not have been
In
fine.
a sense.
Fine. Deanna said you taken over by a demon, we would have all been murdered. And
No, I just needed to murder
Been fun.
every hour on the hour.
Absolutely not. Oh.
I don't think
Fine.
Jonas. No, if that's what you classify as fine, I think we need to have a talk. That's,
I'm not on
The
0
amount of
HP
risks
and
in
2 death saves. I'm fine.
I don't think there's no talking sense into this kid. He's gonna take as many risks as he needs to save his friends.
I'm either dead or I'm alive. And if I'm not dead, I'm alive. And if I'm alive, then I'm fine.
I don't know if that's how that works. Oh my god.
I don't know. Sounds
I love
pretty
Ian.
sounds pretty
I'm
solid to
biased
me.
because my character is literally in love with Ian, but I love Ian. What a great guy. Underrated.
My God.
Maybe overrated.
Oh, also,
No, completely.
I fully expect, considering Ian's speed, I need a bunny ear selfie with Zach to be an in-canon fight.
Oh my god. If you can pull that
If you're really gonna show off your speed, that's what you gotta do it.
Jonas, if you can pull that
Come on,
off,
you
I'll be so
All right.
proud.
I would like to clear up a misconception. Ian is not fast. He's quick.
There's a difference?
Yes. If Ian's running a long distance, he's probably gonna lose because his starting speed.
Oh, he's quick then. You gotta get in there, get the selfie, and run.
You're a sprinter, not a long run distance.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's why I have inhuman actions, and I don't have I can't just run and not be seen.
Long action.
that kind of defeats the purpose of a reaction if I'm taking like
8 turns to get the thing that listen, it makes sense. You're quick and it still matters and you're still fast.
One day I get to the point of steadfast and then I'll just run around and you'll have to roll a perception to see me.
Maybe. We weren't really able to see Steadfast when he was running. Not at all.
No. You guys weren't able. You guys were unable. I was fine. I could see him.
Oh my god. That's true.
So I'd always comment that he was slow.
I could ping out my heartbeat sense, but because I had a slower heartbeat sense at the time where I genuinely had to ping it out, I could only know where he was, not where he currently is. So that was always funny to be like, he's not over there anymore. Oh, he was over there. No, he's not over there anymore either.
Jonas, can you like imagine playing a character that can't see people going that fast? Like,
I know. Imagine not being able to perceive things.
Yeah.
You just need a better processor.
Are you guys ready for the next question?
No. Let's go for it.
Okay. Never mind. We're not ready.
Hit me with it.
I need lunchtime first.
No, not gonna happen. You know what, Jonas? Just because you want to go to lunch, I'm gonna have a question for you here. Okay. Ian's gone through some changes in the beginning of the season, going through a bit of an arc while dealing with Elias Monroe's. Do you think that's it, or do you think there's more for him to come? If so, what do you think has come for him?
I feel like Ian's still got like 3 more deaths in him before the real one.
No.
before he really retires, he's like, I'm done dying, guys.
Okay, we're done with this.
I feel like Ian's got a few more near-death experiences before like the end, And I think Ian's either gonna just die straight out at the very end, or he's just gonna like by the hairs of his chinny chin, he's gonna get like pulled away at the very last second.
Bent space-time reality to make sure that this kid does not die. He is not dying. He is like there's no way. We are too stubborn. The Molly Misfits as a whole are too stubborn. This kid will never die. We're not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
What would actually do if Ian died?
Probably
Ian's literally gonna die one day, and everyone's just gonna be like, "Damn it, we tried so hard, though."
I've explored this before. I'm currently exploring it a ton in Miss Caboodle's beautiful AU, where we are super hot supervillains. And Ian died, which started off the crux of all of us becoming supervillains. And jokes aside and AU aside, I genuinely think Ashley will go berserk. Lots of innocent people may or may not be murdered, and then she may or may not be
just
killing
kind of
herself.
lose it.
Because I don't know if there's anything.
I don't think
more
Ian would want that though.
No,
I'm gonna go to hell and find my hubby. I'm sorry.
If I die, I need my last words before I just like completely.
What are your last words?
No. I'm talking.
What are your last words?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, come on!
I know my last words.
Jonas, tell me after. Don't
you guys
for sure. If I tell you now, it won't be as like.
Tell me now because you're never gonna say them because you're going to survive and you're not.
No.
To die.
I got a good one. Here's how you make sure that she can't go down to hell and save you. What is it? Scourger demons? You know those fun guys who you don't come back after getting killed.
No. Next question. We don't need to talk about the Scourger.
Oh wait, no.
I don't think Ian and the Scourgers are on good terms.
No.
No, I think Dan is very upset with me.
If you'll even go to the proper point of hell, or if they'll just take you down there with.
You know, to be honest, you could get to hell, but I could very well just be dead by the time that happens.
So let's make sure you don't die.
See?
Yeah,
like
that's the thing.
Not only
actually going to be
hell dangerous. Hell
back then
is dangerous. 2, I'll probably get thrown into the pits of torture for being a hero. And 3, I'll kill myself.
In hell?
Full-bound power that gives me super cancer.
If I don't find Ian and I know that he maybe killed himself in hell, I'm probably going down with him. We'll be with each other on whatever.
You know what sucks? Is
about Caroline.
Will eventually die of old age.
Romeo and Juliet.
Will never. Ashley will eventually die of old age, and Ian will not.
Doesn't that scare you?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's.
I get to watch every single one of my friends die.
What would Ian do if Ashley died?
Actually, I don't think Ashley can die of old age. I know she does age, but because of the way that her blood is circulating through her body, because she is a desire demon, I don't think.
I mean, it'll be a long time, but I feel like eventually.
Can we get DM input here?
I know, right?
I don't think maybe
right now she
maybe we'll find that out in a later date, but who knows?
Both me and you should look a little older, but we don't.
Great. That means we get to watch everyone else die.
Yeah,
except for maybe the kids will outlive everyone.
Athena, Jeffrey, and El Phantasma are most likely going to die very, very quickly compared to the rest of us.
Because, you think
the woman who can manipulate time is going to die of old age?
Yeah, she uses her brain so much that she's like hurting herself. Her hair is white and she's gone albino because of how much of her brain power she's currently used. She has a very shorter lifespan than it comes to the rest of us who've elongated it from devil means.
I think Jeffrey will be too resilient to die for a while, though.
Jeffrey's gonna live like the general. I believe it, but I do believe that he's still going to age and eventually die sooner than the rest of us.
Because Ian's a robot, he doesn't age, really.
That's it. You have eternal life.
Ashley has Sadie, and Ambrose has enlightened.
I mean, how freaking I
think Inarugi showed that enlightenment isn't really a stop to death.
Fair, but that was
Inarugi would not have died in natural causes. I don't think. I think he's just too good for that.
He's too skilled.
He's just too cool to die. You know.
I don't know if that's within his power set, though. He has energy control, but he does not have life force control.
I think Ambrose will also. I think the kids will live a very long time.
Yeah.
Which is funny to say.
We will most
Because-
likely outlive the adults.
But
yeah.
hey, no, Jonas. What would
So-
Ian do if Ashley died? If I ask Caro, I gotta ask you.
Ashley died. Ian would.
Yeah.
There's two things that he would do. All right. There's I see two sides. Ian would either kind of go on a same route as Ashley. He probably hurt a lot of people. But he would come back to
Dumb.
come back to the
You
past.
are bad people.
Hey, excuse me. Whoever fucked over Ian is going to die. No ifs, ands, or
Whoever
buts.
killed Ashley, Ian would do everything in his power to make sure that they die painfully and slowly.
Yeah.
And also with a conversation that Caroline Cullen and I had is if Ashley dies, Sadie doesn't come with her. So Ian might try and take Sadie.
Sadie would do it.
You're gonna adopt Sadie?
I would adopt Sadie, and then Sadie and Ian would go and personally, slowly, and carefully murder whoever killed Ashley. Like it wouldn't be like a quick drawn out thing. Like we do little tiny cuts for a while, and then we do bigger cuts, and we just really take our time and let
Anyway,
them
I don't think it's very PG.
I don't think the Misfits Unmasked is going to be
I
very
know.
PG, but especially when you're starting off with the masochist and sadistic couple here.
I'm gonna start with.
Pick a number between 1 and 10. I'll do it like that.
Ooh.
69.
Okay. Oh, that's the one I literally just said. Okay, next. Pick another.
6 for his
420.
I've already done it. I've done
9.
even numbers.
9.
9. I suck at this. You're the one picking even numbers. Okay, well, this is another one. It's going to be a big one. While it is quite clear how Sadie feels about Leo Monroe at the current moment, how do you think Leo Monroe feels about Sadie? With how hesitant he was to reveal his involvement in Sadie's death, do you think he feels regret for what he did to her? Is he simply ashamed of being used, or maybe he just considers the situation as inconvenient?
I think it would be a good combination of the first two. I think he feels remorseful, especially because he's backed up Ashley right now with what she's trying to do to make sure that when hell breaks open, we're not hurting people that, just like him, were refugees out of a terrible place, and we genuinely do want to help out that place. So I think he does feel a bit of remorse because it is Sadie Ashley. Obviously, we're not like best buds, but he's helped us out a ton, enough to be like, oh, I can see that you wouldn't outright be like, ha, fuck you. But I think it's a lot of the fact that he didn't want to admit to being taken over like that. That he's tried so hard right now to be like, I'm a lone wolf. I don't take orders from anyone else. I do the best that I can because I know I'm better than you. And for him to outright have to stand there and be like, yeah, someone essentially manipulated me to have to do this thing. I'm sorry. It's hard for a character
Kara, I have a
who's...
question.
Yeah.
Are you biased on Monroe because of Monday?
I'm not. Just because younger Monroe is a completely different character than older Monroe.
Nobody likes younger Monroe.
He's been through so much more
like him.
as an older Monroe that we get where he came from. But when you see him as a kid, he's a little shit.
He really is.
He's a little
He
shit.
thinks he's better than everyone
You
else.
give him the Mr. title yet? Is he not
Yeah,
deserving
no,
of
he doesn't
Mr.?
deserve the Mr. title.
He's a little bitch.
I will say I see where he's coming from, and I see that he has been trying really hard over his own morals and over his own thoughts of how he wants to deal with this, realizing and respecting that we are powerful as well, and wanting to help us out, seeing that we're capable. We're not just asking for his help because we can't do it. We're asking for his help because he could be a good help, but we could also just do it on our own. That's kind of cool. So we're like breaking a little through to having him as our eventual acquaintance and friend. So I don't think that really manipulates my idea. I think what manipulates my idea is the fact that Sadie will forever hate this guy. Sadie is going to want to kill this guy, and Ashley has always had to be on the side where, Sadie, we're not killing anyone. We're not hurting anyone. We have to think about this. Your emotions are getting ahead of you, and we have to learn how to cope with your emotions now. And that I can understand why she dealt with it the way that she did before. But I think that's why I'm so on the side of I want to forgive him, and I want to help him, and I understand that he was manipulated and used, and he doesn't like that either. He hates that happened to him. I don't ever want that to happen to him again. I want him to be able to fight these battles that he's genuinely wanted to, but he's been quiet about them because that's the kind of person he is. He wants to help out Hell. If he has that a position to do so, then I'd want him alive and well to be able to do that and be along our side to help us.
If we just never set him free and just let him 6 feet under in the ice.
Oh my god, I don't know. We're if we didn't know about Leo and we only saw him as the demonic form, I think we would have probably left him down there. But because Colin gave us the insight of being like, no, you kind of know this guy. This guy's that Leo Monroe guy. We were like, oh yeah, let's save him. Because unfreezing.
You were biased.
I know we were a little biased on freezing him because he definitely looked scary and he was in his traditional Dainta form. Sadie will eventually do something to pay back him for sure. But hopefully it'll be a lesser sentence.
Do you think Ashley can teach her enough in time before or for her not to want to?
No, I don't think so. But I'm gonna try.
You think that'll?
Sadie come to Jesus moment to not do it.
Yeah.
And we
Sadie
both know that
almost suicided us in the thought of trying to go the right path here. So I'm very scared of what the rest of the future holds because it's there. I'm stepping on a lot more eggs now, trying to help out Sadie. Whilst before I had broken through just a little bit that I knew I could continue to pound. And now that I'm pounding, I have to kind of hold back my punches and be like, okay, wait, no, we have to take this tippy toe at a time because Sadie's kind of now in that tween age of I will blow up and stab you in the middle of the night if I don't get my way. And we'll get past that, I think, hopefully. I'll try.
Jonas, as Sadie's future adoptive host, how do you feel about this?
Wait.
When Ashley dies.
Sadie's other lover.
Yes. When Ashley dies, because she's definitely going to.
Yeah, when it happens.
Rather by my hands or someone else, I gotta get rid of her somehow.
Oh my god, shut up.
She is kind of becoming an issue at this point, to be honest. But anyway. I think Sadie just really needs just a better parent.
Thanks.
Actually,
by the way, we're supposed to have
you think if Ian were in the same situation, you think Ian can talk Sadie down, considering
I think that in that situation, the best thing to do would be to go get the milk.
Oh, shut up! I actually think Ian would have a better time talking with Sadie about it. But right now,
do you think right now that Ian could?
I don't know right now. Maybe in a bit, yes. But Sadie still has a bit of anger towards Ian.
Where's Anarugi when you need him?
She's very upset that Ian was almost lost and gone, and she didn't want to lose another person. But I think once she reconciles with those thoughts, she will want to talk with Ian more, and Ian might be able to bring out some more sense into her, more than Ashley would be able to. Because right now, it's like the sister who's just always there. So obviously I'm going to be annoying to her. There's no leaving me. That's it. I'm just going to be here. So you get to be upset and as annoyed as you need to be. But Ian's the type of person who has an outside position because he's not in our head and talking constantly. That I think he might actually have a better chance being like, hey, Sadie, let's talk. Like, oh, Ashley's sleeping right now. How about we talk real quick? That'd probably be like our better bet here. Poor Sadie.
That sounds so fucking creepy.
Also,
right now.
I know, right? Also, Sadie really loves Ian, no matter how much she'll deny it, but she really doesn't deny it anymore. Ian he touched her a way that no one else has. That I think that is a really good card to hold on to. It's the fact that Sadie really, really loves Ian.
So, but Jonas, will Ian do anything?
Will Ian do anything? What does Ian do anything is the better question.
Stop it.
Ian, sometimes he provides helpful insight and he actually does things. And sometimes Ian goes and gets a hot dog, and you really never know.
No, as a Monday player, I just feel like Ian's a fucking shithead. But
most of the time, yes.
But
sometimes he's a helpful shithead.
Is true. He's actually very sweet. He'll do whatever he needs to do for his friend.
Ian's actually thinking about a lot, and he's dealing with a lot right now, and Ashley definitely knows this.
Yes. There's a lot.
Because if Ian's gonna go down, he's gonna pull Ashley with it.
And she wants to. and I think that makes this couple really powerful and really strong, is that they will help each other fight each other's demons. They will help each other.
Why would demons there? We're not
What?
fighting Sadie.
Well, maybe demon's the wrong word because this is the demon-centric
How
world.
about struggles?
Struggles, yeah. Any struggles, the worst of the worst kind of struggles, they're okay being there for
We
each
hop
other.
on the bus together.
They never want to leave another person behind. They'd rather be in the shithole with that person because they know at least that'll be 2% better than being here alone. And that's cool. That makes a great couple. And right now they have a lot of shit that they're just kind of waiting in, trying to figure
we have to do
down the line.
It's like, do we do this now?
A long list.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very common theme in Purple's campaign. It's this fucking long list. Too much shit to do.
Wait, what are we doing now? We have to do with this guy, we have to do with that person.
We start doing this side quest, and then that turns into a main quest, and then we get like 4 other side quests that also we know are going to be main quests. Yeah. It's like, now what do we do?
It's never a quick in and out. But hey, that's what makes it fun.
And if you think it's going to be a quick in and out, you're wrong.
You're wrong. And you should never think that with Cullen's games ever. Any of Cullen's games.
What? Sorry, back off. Okay. Anyway, next question. I like this one because I actually know this one. But when listing Desire Demons on Earth during his Hell campaign, he mentioned Vanity, who hasn't yet appeared in the session. Any theories on their powers, personality, or importance to the story?
I think they're going to be very vain.
Yeah? I think so, too. I think...
Yes. I was more so thinking that they didn't have any confidence at all, and they didn't care about looks or anything. They're not a shallow person one bit.
The least confident somehow picked them up, and it's just now like...
I just thought of something I really didn't want to think about.
Oh, please
I don't want to say it. No, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to will this into existence, because if I'm right, I'm actually going to put on this snap Colin's neck right now.
With the class. I want to be there with you.
No, this is a bad theory. I'm not going to say it. I don't know who Vanity is. I have an idea of who Vanity might be, and if it is this person, I'm going to murder them the minute I see them, regardless if they are Vanity or not.
No, actually don't say it, because I don't want to give a reaction.
And I don't like to think about who the other Desire Demons are, because at first I didn't think that they were that important, and now that I realize they've been kind of the ringleaders of what's been happening around, and why we've been doing the things we've been doing, that's a little scary, and a lot of pressure on me as the other Desire Demon of the group. What have we learned? What have we heard that Vanity did or hasn't done? Wait, what did we?
I don't know what Vanity's done, but what I do know is that we've heard about the person that is Vanity. I think
I have it in my notes. Give me a second. Let me see if I can. Because this is the third time from another Desire Demon, or I guess because we learned it from Dingta actually, that we've heard about Vanity being out and about, but just not. We don't know who that person is.
Who do you think? Who do you think it is, Caroline?
No. I don't want to will it into existence. I definitely do not want to will this into existence.
Do you think it is, Caroline?
I definitely do not want to will this into existence.
I want to see your input on your theory. That's half the fun here. Is I want your theory on it.
I'll say it is a little scary because Paranoia, or Pam, who's in Cutie of Doom, has mentioned Vanity by name and said that there's 2 other Desire Demons, and now we know that one of them was Pride, who's Cariolasi.
Purple said he'll deafen if you don't want to will into existence.
Watch back, and he can't deafen because he's recording.
Can't watch back. Yeah, that's the thing. He can't watch back. So. He can't watch back. He's deafened.
I need it. No.
Do it. Come on. I want to know.
I just put 2 and 2 together, and I don't want to think about it. I'm going to continue on with talking about these other.
His headphones are off. His headphones are off. Do it.
Oh my god!
Come on, Kiro. Say it quick.
Jonas, I need you to, with all your might, beat this idea and tell me that I'm wrong, please and thank you. But if Thomas is actually a Desire Demon, I'm literally going to kill my own brothers and sisters with my own 2 hands, and I will feel no sorrow about this.
Can it be Thomas? Because that would be a great idea.
No, I cannot believe you just said that.
No, I think it would be great if
Thomas too.
I cannot believe you just
then I wouldn't feel bad if we killed him anyway, but I wouldn't feel like
that whole idea of when we saw that that Zach is holding Sadie's memories right now in the campaign, and we don't know why until we learn from Leo that it's because he doesn't want any of the Desire Demons realizing that he's also a Desire Demon and he's been the one that's fucking them over and killing them all. Regardless of that point, when we went to go see where Sadie's memories were, Athena and Ashley took them into Zach's head. And from his point of view, we saw him theorizing and strategizing about the war that's happening in hell. He looked up and across from him was Thomas, talking and strategizing with him, and then he was interrupted by the 4 horsemen walking into the rooms themselves. That is terrifying. It's the idea that this guy...
I know exactly...
What makes you think Thomas is vanity?
I watched the 4 horsemen one-shot, so I know exactly what was going on there.
I don't. Because I zoned out in the middle of the 4 horsemen one-shot. So, what were you saying, Nano?
What makes you think he's vanity, then? Like, what traits?
He's a fucking alchemist that can produce anything and everything he wants from a fucking grain of sand. How vain do you have to be?
Wouldn't that be more of a...
No, how narcissistic and vain do you have to be to be able to manipulate your chances with another person by being able to produce anything and everything they'd ever wanted? Because at the end of the day, it's not about materialistic.
There's a certain other thing that kind of embodies that more that we know as a designer demon.
But it's under the materialistic ideology of being greedy and wanting these things. I don't think he's greedy because he doesn't want these things. He just happens to be able to use these things.
Okay, to be fair, remember, greed was never wanting these things.
Fair.
Greed was having.
It's more about how he realizes he holds the cards in all of the situations he's in because of how amazingly powerful he is by being able to take anyone he wants with him and produce anything he ever wanted out of literally his pocket anytime he wants it to happen. And I feel like that's what implies more of the vain and vanity, is that he is already in a stance where he can literally step on all of us and be like, I don't know, fucking you're a grain of sand now. Fuck you. I hold more power than Zach here. Fuck that guy too, you know? Regardless. I don't want to think of that.
If we get out a hose...
I just water him down.
Yeah, like what if you just get rid of all the sand?
No, it wasn't about getting rid of the sand. It was about well, yeah, I guess it is about getting rid of the sand because we had to drench the sand in water for him to make it unusable.
No, anything he touches turns into sand.
Just like make a Death Star and blow up every planet that has sand.
We have to keep Putaboy then. So we have to let Zune continue to play 2 characters until the end of season 4 so that we have Putaboy with us during the fight. We need Putaboy, for sure.
What
it's not like we have a sniper on our or anything.
I'm looking at my notes here, and also Wrath is out. Could we assume that he may or may not be Wrath too? I don't like talking about this.
Isn't Wrath still in?
See, if you don't like talking about it, then it's only more reason to keep pursuing it.
I don't want to. We're done. What's the next question? I don't want to talk about.
You don't like Desire
Demon? Fuck this guy.
No, because we'll be here all night. And, we have to sleep at some point.
I'll make sure to come back to it later.
Oh,
if we
God.
have time, I'll make sure to.
I don't want to think about who my brothers are because they all suck ass.
What character interaction from season 3 is your favorite and why?
Ooh, from season 3?
I think mine is when Ashley was let in on Ian's business deals, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not at liberty to say because it hasn't come up in game yet.
Yeah.
But
that's a good moment from
Ashley and Ian are in a very interesting spot now because of.
Yes, I do love the big talk.
We're
look back on this and like
in a very precarious moment of understanding.
Okay, then keep talking about it like everyone knows, so then it's a really good thing to look back on.
Yeah, and that might be a good interesting hero moment of season 3 so far. And I feel like once it comes up, it's definitely going to dominate what and why we're doing what we're doing. But I feel like we definitely are taking the right stance in dealing with our current situation first. Because it's kind of like, I don't know why I'm only thinking of this right now. But I'm currently reading Percy Jackson, the second Percy Jackson book, Sea of Monsters. I was going to say Lightning Thief because everyone knows Lightning Thief, but I'm not reading Lightning Thief. I'm reading the second one. And in it, Percy Jackson is at camp, but camp is literally falling apart because monsters are still attacking them. They no longer have a border anymore on their camp. There's not really spoilers. It says it on the back of the book. But he realizes that if he leaves camp, he's going to be banned from camp forever, quote unquote, forever. But if he doesn't leave camp, then there won't be a camp to come back to anyways. And I feel like Ian and Ashley are definitely in that moment where it's like, well, if we just don't go do this other thing and save Arbel City and save our world anyways, we won't be able to deal with the other issue that we already have the knowledge of anyways. So we might as well just shut up and keep doing what we're doing, and we'll figure out that other thing later once we have like a world to save and we actually can know that we're going to continue living on this earth, you know? So I feel like we're in that
come right back around to the compounding issues in a list.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, hey, that thing is actually scary and interesting and hard to think about, but we need to make sure that we even have an earth first before we can start thinking about those other things.
And then how about you, Jonas? What's your favorite interaction this season?
Wait, hang on. Caroline did not just steal my moment.
I'm pretty sure she did.
No, it's technically Jonas.
Okay. Then, Caro, what is yours?
Can you repeat the question, please and thank you?
What character interaction for season 3 is your favorite and why?
That's hard.
I mean, to be honest, we kind of tag teamed it because I said which one and then Caroline said why.
No. Don't let her get off the hook.
I'm bailing you out, Caroline. Take the bail.
No. I'm cutting the rope.
I'm going to agree with Jonas and say that the one that we've had previously was really interesting. I feel like Ian and Ashley have had a lot of private talks that have been very impactful and meaningful. But other person that I've had a really impactful talk with was actually Freddie, which is Daniel's significant other in the campaign. And I think that was, in the moment, it was genuinely a friend trying to help another friend out and understanding that loss and understanding how scary times are right now. But looking back on it now, I'm kind of really happy and proud. I want to say of me, but it really isn't me. It's just of Ashley being able to even have that moment with him in the first place, to be able to give him that hope that Daniel will come back, and no matter what, we're going to be here by your side. And at the end of the day, he's going to want to see good happening instead of us sorrowing and wasting this time away when there's so much other things happening. And I feel like that was a cool push for Freddie to be like, oh, you know, everyone does love him just as much as I do, and they've also lost just as much as I have, and maybe I can continue that path of what Daniel was already producing and help out as much as I can and love people as much as I can and cure other people and, you know, do the job that Daniel fell in love with him for. So that was kind of cool to be like the buddy, to be like, I know, I feel you, but we have to keep going. We have to keep going. And you're great, and everyone loves Daniel, and Daniel would want you to continue doing what he fell in love with you for. So let's go. Let's do it together. We're in this together. That was fun. That was a good conversation. Or the relationships, man.
I got my satisfying answer, not y'all's vague one, so I'm happy. Come on, Jonas, you got a non-vague one for me?
That time when Ian did that thing.
Oh my god, that was a good thing. That was a really good thing.
Oh my god, yeah, that was amazing. Okay, then here, I have another question for Jonas in particular. Carol, you're off hook from this one. What character interaction that was actually shown in games from season 3 is your favorite, and why?
I would just leave the call right now, but I don't want to mess up.
You're gonna move we're in the third show.
I'm gonna call you out, Jonas.
You know, that time that Ian did that thing was pretty fun.
I don't think that happened in game. I don't think Ian's done anything of that thing.
The question.
Anyway,
Money.
the situation between Karabasi and the kings of Kokera almost seems similar to the situation in Hell between Thea and the forces that are joining against her. It is something I've personally made a relation to. And if so, has it impacted your thoughts about what to do in the eternal struggle in Hell?
I have actually debated this with Cullen a lot.
Can I be honest? Can we just say no more Hell and no more Celestial Realm and just kind of chill?
No.
I like that we're dealing with this Kokera issue. I know we've had a lot of butting heads as players arguing about what we should be doing in Kokera, but I think we all genuinely didn't realize it until now that we're having these arguments because at the end of the day, it's exactly what we're dealing with is the bigger picture and dealing with in Hell. If we find out the answer to Kokera, we understand even the little bit of what we should be doing to deal with the situation in Hell, which is why this is so hard to deal with, which is why we'd all right off the bat was like, why don't we just leave and deal with this later? But we can't, because if we deal with this now, then we understand how to approach the Hell situation, which we have no clue. We're really running in blind here, just putting up our defenses and leaving it at that because we don't know what else to do. It's been hard. Really hard, especially when a majority of us players right now during our actual IRL times have been very stressed and very tired. But I think it's been really interesting to reflect on that now.
Christmas, baby.
It's been nice to reflect on that now and realize that no, if we take Kokera as seriously as some of us really do want to, and find out even the smallest of solutions that maybe work, then and even if it's something that doesn't work and we fail at least we know what not to do. And we learned something anyways from dealing with the situation because we are out of our grasp when it comes to figuring out how to save Hell. And that's interesting to say out loud, but that's literally what we need to figure out. And we won't be able to figure it out until we can see it played out in the smaller terms of Kokera and all of its kings uprising against Karabasi, which has been cool. We didn't realize that was the situation until literally the last episode. And we learned that the kings are anti-Karabasi, which is exactly what we needed. We were like, how do we make Karabasi dig his own grave? This is really what we need here. And he kind of already has started that. So that's cool.
We need to unionize the other kings and force them to...
Really? Which means do we have to unionize us? Am I going to have to work alongside my brother who had genocided our entire kind in order to get Thea off the throne so that then we can deal with the fact that this asshole has killed me and my kind before? That's
Become parasite, bitch.
Seems it seems very similar to another situation that we're facing in the same universe.
It's been hard, and it gets harder with the more information we learn. But we're better off knowing this information now than midway learning about it, which is probably what Thea had as the upper hand here, because then she would have been able to break us apart if we were to team up. But now that we already know this information, she can't be like, haha, you're teaming up with the asshole.
Thriving off the chaos more than the actual desire demon of chaos is?
I know. I mean, he's definitely probably upset that Thea's actually caused more chaos than he ever has. So fuck you, Zach. Fuck you, Zach.
Well, I mean, the thing is, she's causing more chaos than he ever has, but she's kind of destroying a bunch of stuff, so that means that the chaos will burn out in time. So it's like, instead of having a slow burn of chaos all the time, you just get a bunch of chaos
and then it
blown up in your face, and then you don't get any more chaos.
Yeah.
So maybe it was all calculated.
I'm losing grasp on it, and I will definitely thank Anarugi and Jeffrey and Ian. Ian came in to save the day that day for that. Because if
I'm gonna credit it all to me.
If she still had a grasp on Jeffrey, she would have still been ego boosted, thinking that she had a big hold on everyone. And now that we've shown her that we are powerful and we can deny her existence, then now we've kind of proved to her that we can at least stand a chance, maybe, hopefully.
Thanks to me, of course.
Thanks to Ian, of course.
Yes, of course, Ian.
I mean, if we think about it, like if we really think about it, Jeffrey was attacking the party. The party was getting clapped.
It was pretty bad.
Showed up Frida and Arugichi, who saved Jeffrey, and that was kind of it.
Yeah. If we didn't have that little moment, then I don't know if a lot of us would still be here or sane enough to be okay being here. I don't know.
So pretty much Ian saved the day.
Yeah, scary moments, and Ian tends to just come and save the day or die in those moments, and then we
You know, Listen, it goes back. If I'm dead, I'm dead, and if I'm alive, I'm alive, and if I'm alive, I'm fine. So,
But what if Ian's dead and fine?
well then,
We did have that moment
I'm
already.
dying.
All of season 2, we were dead in hell, and we were fine.
He was fine.
We were fine for the
I
most part.
I think your logic's broken, Jonas. I think you need to rewrite your character.
Fine.
You need a new character. Your character's logic's broken. Character's dead. Sorry, bud.
Oy, oy, oy. I love reflecting on the fact that we've literally wung it. We wing everything. We don't know what we're
Wung
doing.
it?
And yeah, isn't that the right term? What's a past
Wing
term?
it?
We wing it. We wing it all the time. Motley Misfits are known for winging things. And
Is
we
it
still
winged?
our lives.
Is it winged? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's winged it.
Let's not go into pronunciations right now.
And yet we still are.
All of it is kind of oddly wrong.
I think I love that the most about the Motley Misfits is that we are so stubborn, consciously and subconsciously, that at the end of the day, we will somehow figure out a way, and we will accomplish what our goal was, regardless if it was perfect, and we will succeed. And things will still have to be picked up, and we'll still have to pick up the mess after ourselves. We'll sweep and clean, but at least we get by, and that's cool. That's a nice sentiment to not just be the hero that everything's perfect and everything happens the exact right way that we wanted it to. No, things are hard. We fuck up a lot, but we figure out a way no matter what, because we're stubborn ass humans and we won't let anyone tell us no. Even when it comes to the face of death himself, we're like, no, I think we're gonna reverse time, and I think we're actually gonna just exchange souls into another body.
I don't like that one.
Yeah.
Can I return it?
Turn it, and then have tea with death afterwards and be like, hey, yeah, by the way, we did that thing. Sorry, we just didn't want.
Not sorry though.
What if you just don't die? Just
that seems a little too hard. I think it's actually a lot harder for Ian to die now.
What if everyone except Ian, because they all know Ian's gonna die.
Everyone
Ian's
no, Ian's not dying.
Wait, how am I supposed to adopt babies?
Death has made it harder for Ian to die.
Because I don't know, man. Ashley dies first, Ian adopts Sadie, then Ian dies.
Real talk though. If someone wants to die, let's do it now when they can come back to life pretty easily.
Yeah, they just come back out of the doors of death.
No, not even the doors of death.
Just guys, I'm back.
No death can happen right now on Earth. That's right. There's no death. Death has completely paused on Earth right now because of the doors, because of what's happening in hell, which is cool.
What the hell happens if someone gets completely eviscerated?
Oh, that's happened. Well, we've had people that got right over and had entire beams through their system, and they were talking to us, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of really painful and it hurts, but I'm not dying, and this kind of sucks." But
didn't one of the souls just left? If it's too painful, they just now can't do it.
Crushed completely. Maybe he
the
was.
Thing is, I don't think the Motley Misfits would do that because it's no. I got too much shit to do right now. I got a lot of work to do. I can't die right now.
I'm pretty sure Ian's Souls is gonna say peace and leave.
No,
my soul's been a lot of places. I don't think it's gonna leave.
It's going on a road trip.
I think his soul will just be like, I can just go into something else, right?
I'll be a printer for a while.
Yo, that bench kind of looking cool.
The hardest game of prop hunting.
I'll be like I'll be the cabin's printer, and I'll just start printing things like, "Hey guys, it's me, Ian.
I'm in the printer. Don't
I'm
ask.
a robot again."
Different kind of robot. We call
it's actually pretty similar.
Up immediately and say, "Hey, can you make another one of those bodies?" Yeah, we fucked up.
Colin just messaged me toaster true form question mark.
That's even better. That's the best.
Would that make Ian a changeling? Because anyone can look at the reflection in the toaster?
Oh my god.
I mean, Ian can change how he looks already.
He can. He could look like a toaster if he wants to.
I feel like the toaster is a superior form.
You don't gain anything from it, but you get to look like a toaster.
Can you function as one?
I don't know. I haven't tried.
Well, try that out. Dude, put some toaster strudels in it and see if Mom.
I feel like.
Can we get a DM answer on this one? Can he function as a toaster?
Function as a toaster. Oh, this is very important.
We'll wait for the answer. Yeah. If so, can we get merch of Ian's face on a toaster?
Great. It could be a future level up. It could be.
Jonas, are you willing to sacrifice the
I don't think I'm willing to sacrifice my level 25. I think it's 25. I don't think I'm ready to sacrifice
Caroline, as person who plays Ian's significant other, if Ashley asked Ian to become a toaster and he needed to level up, I'm pretty sure he'd do it. So
no, absolutely not.
I don't know if she'd want him to be a toaster,
I'll
but I think
to Silver
she'd be like,
Lady.
I need a phone, and then Ian just becomes a phone, and then she's walking around with Ian as a phone.
I am a phone.
I know you are a phone, but what if she needs to do something on the phone?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have to be your personal cell phone?
What if she wants to sneak you in somewhere? Then you can become a cell phone, and she could pretend like she's talking on the phone, but she's actually just talking to you, who's a cell phone. And then you guys can sneak into the building, and then she could just put you down on the floor again, and you can just become Ian again.
Better idea. What if I just snuck in like a normal person?
And become a wall?
Yeah.
What if he could use that thing of turning into other people to,
Yeah, what if I just look like some random person?
My side on a convoluted way to get another person in.
I feel like I just don't feel like, Ian's
a little bit much.
Plan is kind of flawed.
Listen, my plan's perfect. Now you're talking about.
I say listen a lot, and I usually say that when I'm wrong. So,
what is the greatest internal struggle your character has gone through this season, and what do you think triggered it? I love having a speech about that.
For Ian, I think it was. I was like, oh, it's this thing, and then I thought of like two other things, and I'm like, oh,
it's a lot.
I think it might have been Ian's mental struggle this season, and that was probably brought on by just like so much of the stuff that we found out about, like when we went into the laboratory and stuff with Elias Moreau and stuff, just because like we found out so much like about largely about Daniel, but there's also a good deal of stuff for Ian as well. So Ian just was kind of trying to process all of this. On top of that, you throw the demon on there that's also kind of eating away at him as well. So.
I think it was hardest for Ian, especially being dealing with the demon and then reflecting on what he went through with Elias Moreau, just because he's literally been told his whole life that he is weak, he is not good enough, he needs to be made better, people need to experiment on him to make him better, and that gets tougher when we're reflecting on how prepared we are for what we need to do next. And I think that was an interesting thing to explore with Ian, and still till this day, but even better off now because he is in a better headspace, not with a demon creeping down his back and thinking that that's what he needed in order to be powerful. So I think that was a really big thing for Ian season 3, and that was really fun to continue to explore and to be like, hey Ian, I love you and you're great just the way you are, even though everyone in your entire life has always told you otherwise. I promise you're doing really good right now.
That's why Ian is always like, I need the power, I need something.
Yeah. And then growing from that now has been like cool to see.
He's like starting to be like, maybe I am just okay the way I am.
It's been cool to like take those baby steps into the first moment of him being like, yeah, I can do this. Look, I can do this. No one's picking me down. I got this. I'm figuring it out.
I mean, he is quite the social media star, so I think, I think he's doing fine. Even if he completely stops the hero business entirely. He's got social media going for him.
He's still got a YouTube channel.
Really.
Colin and I have talked about it, and because it's the old channel still, it's like his demographic is like all the people that used to watch him. Used to watch Sticky.
Do you look at that channel like an old Minecraft YouTuber that just like
the channel's been dead for like 65 years, and then it's just without any warning just started uploading again.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and now he has like millions and millions of views every video.
I wonder what the the online reaction was. He like just like all those like
you look the
conspiracy
same
groups or like drama groups and all that, and then they're like, it's like, yo, wait, what?
He looks exactly the same. What happened? Is this his son? Is this his son's son? Who is this? Nope, it's him.
It's just me.
Ian,
and then you have like all the like
guys, I'm back from hell.
I remember him.
It's just an old man sitting on his couch, like he was 6 when he was watching them. Now he's like, what? He's like 69. He's like,
I know that kid.
I remember this guy.
I don't remember this video though. What was it?
It's still a slime YouTube. It started with Sticky, and now it's Ian.
And how about you, Caroline? What's your character's biggest eternal struggle, and what brought it on?
It's I mean, we're kind of getting to that arc right now. It makes me nervous. like super vulnerable for Ashley, I should say, to like be having to talk about this a ton and expose herself in that way, because not that she hasn't been quiet about it, just more of that she's been she knows other people need more TLC than her right now. A little selfless. She's doing it in a humbling act because she does care about her friends more and she wants to be able to give, but it's also a little selfish because she is on the same road as Ian, which is why they relate a lot and they can have these conversations that can sound hypocritical when they're giving each other these insightful things, but are not really when it comes to the actual true nature of what they're trying to deal with. Ian's been told that he wasn't good enough. She's always just been told that she's a monster because she's done terrible things from a young age, which Ian has as well. But Ashley was actually unbeknownst and uncontrolled of herself, had to do terrible acts as a young age, then continue to do that in hell, then now is out here trying to sustain herself from doing even more evil acts. Like she's just, in that same mindset of I need to continue to prove myself that I can give my all to the people that I've taken so much from. And I think that it's kind of getting back to her now, knowing what she can or learning what she can and cannot do, who she can and cannot control, and whether or not she truly is a monster or not. And I think that's rubbed off a bit on Sadie, which is why Sadie's like, no, you're making me feel pain that I don't like anymore. And it's the kind of sorrow that she drowns herself in order to push herself to continue to prove to herself that she can do more for the people that she's hurt. And I hope
Sadie just not use a safe word.
Oh no. I hope she can grow from that. And I hope things like that can actually exist where we want to genuinely care about others, not because we feel like we need to repay them, but because we love them and want to show them that we love them. But we haven't finished that arc yet, so I don't know. That's kind of her biggest thing that she's been dealing with, though, and relating a lot to Jeffrey because of the things Jeffrey's been through. Has been really interesting just because they butt heads the most in this campaign. They argue all the time, but that makes them the closest of people because they understand they're walking the same exact path, shoulder to shoulder, but wanting to take different takes upon it, which is why they can argue so heavily about something because they're both passionate about doing a thing for the reason they need to do it for. And that's been interesting. I will see what happens with Ashley, but yeah, the embodiment of a fucking teenage mindset here of I'm terrible. And I need to
Ashley grew out of her teenage years and then now has to drag the demon with her.
Yeah. But she loves.
So we got one more final question.
The final question.
Oh, no. Final question. The general consensus seems to be that everyone will have to fight Caro Bassi, but if/when that is over, how do you feel about your chance of convincing him to join your side?
The silence is very, very.
That is a no.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's send it the show.
No. This can't be the final question. We gotta have something.
That's your
All right.
Final question.
Okay, so we fight him. I mean, maybe.
But you can't guess who wrote it.
Cullen.
No.
Oh, you.
Probably,
Oh, is it a crow question?
probably the crow question. All right.
Jim.
I mean, I could see us not even fighting him, to be honest.
Because I think me and Ian are on the same page as that. We still definitely have to convince a lot of our party, but I don't think the right way to solve this problem is going to be fighting. Just like we have to think about it with Thea, we cannot fight Thea. We will never be able to fight Thea. We have to take her down in a very strategic, interesting way. We can't just go up to her because she takes our powers away. Other than
just kill her. It's like
it's so easy. Just do it. Oh my god.
Imagine not having characters that can just say goodbye. Reality is gone now.
Yeah. I think this is going to be our first test on thinking up a strategic plan to have a Desire Demon take down himself, essentially, and use the help of other people towards the end of it, rather than thinking about how we can subdue a person and maybe get his help when we already know. Well, we kind of don't. I guess I have to have a conversation with him because he definitely just seemed like he wanted to know more information. He's not actually trying to do anything to hurt people. Well, no. He is trying to do things to hurt people. I'm just saying that I don't think, because he could have easily killed Sadie and Ashley right off the bat, but I don't think he wants to kill us. I think he wants to learn something from us and then maybe kill us because he wants to be better than us because he's prideful. Duh. But maybe if we can, I don't want to, we might have to figure out an alliance with Caro Obasi, but I kind of don't want to. And if we do end up killing him, he could just be his whatever the fuck pride is. I don't think he goes into a goblet. I can see him being some sort of crown or something because he's fucking prideful. That we could just lock away with fucking misery and the sword in our basement until maybe we can talk some sense into him or figure out a way that we'd have the upper hand in talking sense.
Hey, if you get a crown and a sword, you're getting close to being able to make an armor stand. You know,
oh my god! The goblet. Well, no, I guess all of them really do count to a kingsmanship looking thing, except for the fact that Misery turned into a scorpion. Unless the king had a scorpion, Sadie's is a goblet. It's a goblet of blood. Oh. So just imagine the crown with the sword and a goblet of blood.
Let's see, trying to think who else we've seen in their base form. I think Greed was strapped, so I don't think Greed counts.
We don't know Greed. No, Greed's was a crystal, was a stone, was I think he was imprisoned though. Oh. I guess him being a gem, like a diamond, a beautiful diamond that someone would be greedy enough to take.
So yeah, no, they all seem to be a little bit kingly then.
Yeah. I could see either Vanity or whatever the other one is, being like a necklace or some sort of like very show-offy narcissistic ring or something.
You know, like the big purple like fur coats, like big purple coat, like fur, like a royal cape.
Even? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it all makes symbolic sense. I don't know, Jonas. Do you want to be friends with Caro Obasi?
Friends is a very strong word for Ian.
I'm same for Sadie.
I prefer the term acquaintance.
Oh.
Because then I'll feel less bad when I have to stab you in the back later after you try and stab me.
How dare? Not me. You mean
Caro? No. You're my lover. But I'm talking about making an alliance with Caro Obasi. He's my acquaintance. So then when he tries to stab me, I stab him and I don't feel bad.
Yeah. We'll have to see what his true intentions are. He definitely wants, obviously, power and pride because that's who he is.
We're going to end up making alliances with people that we want to kill later.
Especially if we end up having to do something with Zark, or we end up having.
Why would you ever think of that as play? What? No.
We can keep that at an arm's distance. So far, we don't really know what his true intentions are. I don't think he really wants a big. Maybe he does. Maybe he wants to be on the side of a person who's winning. But if we show that we have the upper hand when the doors of death open, he might want to be on our side so he can stay powerful in Kokera. If we can, I don't know. We'll have to see what our cards are. He didn't kill Ashley and Sadie outright, even though he literally had them in his grasp. So I'd love to have a conversation.
Oh, but would it be right by Kokera, the people rising against him, to let him keep that power?
No.
We can spin something.
We can spin something. We're the Molly Misfits. We're chaotic.
Okay.
We're chaotic neutral. There's no.
We'll leave it at that. I'm just gonna have that confident line be your closing statement, Caroline. We'll spin something. Trust me, it's fine.
We got this, gang.
If it benefits the fact that Earth will not be destroyed at the end of the day, the humans won't understand that aspect of it, and they may or may not be on our side when it comes to letting a guy continue to have his hold on a country. But if he helped us to maintain Earth and make sure that hell did not break loose horribly, then I guess he has proven his worth in allowing us to continue to let him be prideful in the country that he deems he owns. So it would be okay. I mean, Kokera's been living fine. There hasn't actually been terrible things happening there other than the fact that there's been a demon that's been running their country, but that they don't know of. Really, like there's no injustices happening. They're really well off economy wise. They're a little sheltered, but they really like doing the old fashioned things and keeping the old fashioned ways. When we were there and we were seeing things, like I don't know, it's just people living a normal life. If there was I don't know, some sort of terrible atrocities actually happening there, then I think we'd be a bit more concerned. But the only atrocity was the discrimination against specifically just me because he was looking for me. And then the fact that they don't even know a demon that they said that they should hate is running their country. Dishonesty is always going to be in politics, though. So
Dishonesty is the best part.
Correct. Well, that was the final question. Thank you too for being my first guest. It's
Thank you, Nano.
honor.
This has actually been fun. I think this.
All right, that'll be $25 million.
Sorry, I'm not paying Ian for his appearance.
You don't pay me by the minute?
This is a charity event.
What? I hate
Last,
charity. That's a lie.
Who do you two think we should have on next?
Oh, ooh.
We should have.
We're kind of looking at like character couples right now, and then
do Arya and Jeffrey.
Arya and Jeffrey.
Poodle and Kier.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Since this is a recording, I'm gonna let Ian do the YouTuber outro. You know what you really got to do. So, please, Jonas, take it away on that part.
All right, it's your boy. It's been fun. I hope you had a good time. Oh, my fan went towards the camera. All right, so I hope you had a good time. Slap the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, leave nice comment. But if you leave a bad comment, no one loves you. I mean, what? No one said that. I didn't say that. Maybe I did. But anyway, it's been a great time. I'll see you later.
Okay. Oh my god. And then thank you everyone who's made it to the end of the recording. Make sure to check out Super D&D on Twitch at the Purple Academy on Wednesdays. We'll have a wonderful night.
Talk
Yay.